water, and then you drop the logs.
Now,
in.
I've seen you drop the kids off at the pool.
Well, and you just got to hope that there's not a log jam.
Right. So I've seen at the tech events in Japan,
Okay.
the $5,000 yen toilet that has it has its own motherboard.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
Yep.
It has a hard drive.
Hard drive, motherboard, everything. Does the blow dry? Does the wash dry?
Is it solid state?
It is solid state. That is true. That's true.
Okay.
So speaking about the East, and we've been talking about communism, apparently China, which is Communist People's Republic of China is a communist regime.
Well, they've been introducing capitalism because their people were starving
to death.
Yeah,
Right.
so, yeah.
So China has introduced something kind of unique to the world.
Besides capitalism?
They're introducing a credit score
Oh, okay.
for obedient people.
Oh, that is so wrong.
So it's similar to a credit score that you have.
You mean it has nothing to do with financial credit?
No.
They have an obedience credit?
Yeah.
This is
an
so
obedience
bad.
score.
So if your score goes low enough, it's off to the gulag.
Maybe.
Well, why wouldn't you? That's exactly what they do. That's their MO.
Coming to America sometime soon.
Oh, you think it's going to be...
What?
It's going to be it's going to be outsourced. Oh no. I could totally see that.
So if,
There's an obedience score. That's got to be a fake story.
it's coming down to China. I don't know.
Is it called the obedience score? What's your FICA obedience score?
What are you at, right? We'd like to give you this loan.
Could you imagine?
Because you've got good credit, but the government says we've also got to check your obedience score.
Well, what if you're pulled over by a cop and they're like, let's run this plate real quick. This guy's got a low obedience score.
Dude, out of 500, you score a 6. You've got to go to jail because you're a bad person.
I'm not even going to pull up to I'm not going to walk up to his car. I'm going to call for backup first.
And then we'll shoot if he doesn't get out.
We're going to get the SWAT team in here because he has a super low obedience score.
Oh, and look at the rims on that thing.
Wait, what?
The rims on his ride. You know he's breaking out of the norm. He's not being normal. Yes!
You're getting into the weeds.
Oh, look at that grease in his hair. Look at him. Look at him. He's got long, greasy.
What?
Can you imagine? In China, if you had long, greasy hair, you might have a low score.
But we already established that there's no shower taking.
Oh, man. Well, those Chinese, they're efficient.
At
So
what?
I don't know.
I mean, math, I guess.
Whoa!
Oh, man, I got totally racist there, didn't I?
Okay.
Complimenting a Chinese guy on his arithmetic.
Oh, before we run out of time, holy smoke, we only got 12 minutes left. Real fast. I'm going to run this through really
lightning round.
Rand Paul is more despicable than you can possibly imagine.
Oh, I knew that.
Rand Paul told host Bill Bennett that he hates the omnibus bill. But he had to pass the $1 trillion omnibus bill last week anyway. I hated it. I didn't want to do it. I hated the omnibus bill, and I don't like doing these last-second bills.
Okay.
He added. He blamed Senator Harry Reid, who filibustered, quote, all but one appropriations bill. And also his caucus who, quote, seized up the middle of the summer unable to pass any appropriations bill because some poison pill amendments. Okay, so he's going off the rail, blaming appropriations bills for $1.4 trillion that he passed.
Just don't know. It's really simple. You get up there on your little podium and you say, I don't know what's in this because they purposely made sure that I couldn't see it in enough time to read it. So I'm going to vote no on something that I have no knowledge of, and get back to me when you've given me appropriate amount of time to read this so I can give it a yes if it turns out to be a good bill.
Right.
That's what you do, and everybody should do that. And, I mean, it's ridiculous.
So apparently he was talking to some GOP guys and talking with them about this bill and everything. And he's like, I trusted Harry Reid. And apparently, one of the guys in the room let it out that the whole room started to giggle when he said, I trusted him.
Embarrassing.
I trusted Harry Reid. And they all started to giggle.
I would have giggled. I would have stood up and said, ha, 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 ha. I would have made a spectacle.
Right. So Ryan was asked why $1.6 billion was allocated to the refugee program, especially considering there was support from dozens of Republican members of Congress for a proposal introduced that would temporarily halt the refugee program, despite the broad support. Ryan decided to fund Obama's refugee program, which includes Syrian refugees. He argued that $1.6 billion is not simply for Syrian refugees; it's for the entire refugee program. You remember the unaccompanied children that got dumped onto the border from Honduras and El Salvador? We got to go do emergency legislation, put new resources on the border, and it's anticipating that. Well, there's a fear that could happen again. So, that's what this money is for, so no fear. It's to prevent and prepare for any chance that we might have a whole new raft of unaccompanied children getting put on the border. Oh!
That's so messed up.
Ryan also discussed that he hopes to accomplish in 2016, saying that Americans are going to see us put a bill on the president's desk going after Obamacare and Planned Parenthood. He added that Americans will see a return to regular order where men and women in Congress can bring their bills to the floor, make their amendments in order, and we will run Congress the way the founders intended it to be run.
By passing bills that we don't read?
Did you hear all that crap?
Yeah.
He is not even a good politician. Nobody's going to swallow that.
Was this Rand Paul or was this a different guy?
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. You know, we went and listened to him.
We did, man.
And he talked. Do you remember what was the big theme of his stump speech? This was back in 2012 when he was vice presidential candidate to Mitt Romney.
Right.
And his overarching theme was, we're going to save America the only way it could possibly be saved by replacing, repealing and replacing Obamacare.
Right. However,
how could you could even say that?
This $1.14 trillion helps to fund Obamacare and completely funds Planned Parenthood. Did you know that?
Yes,
Planned Parenthood keeps getting their money.
But we should tell the listeners. Planned Parenthood and what else? There's like a long list.
Planned Parenthood gets like $50 million a year.
Right. So what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that not only is abortion funded,
right,
but that they have plenty of extra money in case they want to push for additional abortions.
So Paul Ryan is worried about a possible surge on the border. He's like, just in case, this is fear money. I mean, this is preparation money. Well, illegal immigration is out of control. Pinellas County, Arizona Sheriff, and congressional candidate Paul Baou stated, in the last 2 months alone, we've had 10,000 unaccompanied juveniles who are staying here. And the Obama administration is saying the border is wide open. There is no law when it comes to immigration. On Monday's Cavuto, Coast to Coast, this was on Fox Business Network, he said, Baou, the representative, said, just in the last 2 months alone, we had 10,000 unaccompanied juveniles and also with some family members, and the arms are open. And that's the message being sent. The last wave of 100,000 from Central America. Yes, Texas shelters are preparing another surge, influx of children.
What about the children?
Oh, I keep on 34,000 children who arrived in last fiscal year. Temporary placement, priority. I mean, it's just some 170 plus undocumented children from Central America will spend the holidays in Creek Ranch. And I mean, it's just by the dozens, these kids are coming. Bus loads are dropping kids off on the border. Okay, who's driving these buses, and who's letting the bus through the gate?
It's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
So you know what the Tea Party said? The Wisconsin Division Tea Party?
What'd they say?
We are gathering up...
A militia!
We are gathering up every single support of every Tea Party we can muster up. Paul Ryan must go. This is it. We're done with it. This is it.
Yeah, this
He
whole
has
thing
to go.
about him being coming...
They're declaring war on him.
I wrote to my congressman that to please support somebody from the Freedom Caucus. I personally was trying to get them to take a good, solid look at somebody like Jim Jordan.
Right.
I wish they had just made Jim Jordan or somebody like him the Speaker of the House. And I don't know why they didn't take that opportunity. I mean, a big warning sign was when he held the situation hostage, Paul Ryan, by saying, no, I don't want it, but I'll tell you what, if you really, really, really have to make me be the Speaker of the House, here's my list of demands. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Could you imagine?
No, I can't.
We're talking about the third most powerful position
Obama dies
in America.
And Joe Biden dies. Both of them die. Paul Ryan is now president.
Right, he's third in line. It just blows my mind. Could you imagine something like this happening for vice president? Here you got somebody who's running for president. He's presumably the nominee and probably going to win the presidency. And right as he's about to pick who he wants to be as his running mate as vice presidential candidate, he's got this list of people who are all like, no, I don't want it. I'm not going to do it. Forget it. And then finally, when everybody realizes that nobody wants it, the one guy that's being pushed the hardest is like, all right. But here's my list of demands.
Got to meet these demands.
And then you could even step it up and say, well, what if nobody's running for president? And all of a sudden you got, well, I'll tell you what, if you let me be dictator, if we abolish the Constitution or whatever, I mean, it just, where does this end? How do we end up in a place where everybody's running from a position of power like that? It just blows my mind.
Yeah. So, new movie out.
Uh-oh.
Christmas Day broke. Apparently, Leonardo DiCaprio is doing a new movie.
I thought it was in January.
No, Christmas Day. Releases Christmas Day.
Okay.
He is a mountain man in the woods.
Oh, Brokeback Mountain?
On revenge, and it is Brokeback Mountain. Apparently, the Drudge Report came out and said there was a rape scene. Leonardo gets raped by a bear. Twice.
So it's like Brokeback Mountain, except instead of... so we're going from gay marriage to bestiality.
So they said that... so Fox came out, the Fox film came out and said, you better take that back! And they said, okay, we take it back. So we take back the rape scene that Leonardo was in. So Leonardo is happy that they're talking about this scene.
Well, wait.
Because
what do you mean we're going to take it back?
Well, they took back that it's a rape scene, but said it was still a rape scene.
Okay.
Okay, so Leonardo comes out.
It says it consensual?
The intimacy of both man and beast. You feel the sweat and the heat coming off of the animal. It's almost like he awakens other senses within you as an audience member, and you feel like you're some voyeuristic animal watching something that you shouldn't be watching.
No wonder they told him to take it back. It's not a rape scene because it's consensual. I mean, am I right or am I wrong? Am I wrong? It sounds like it's consensual.
You know what?
It's not a rape scene.
What was I...
What were you thinking?
How did I not see that?
It's consensual.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you, we're going from advocating for allowing gay marriage, which we've done.
Right.
Next step, bestiality.
Right. Men, women, many of them, animals,
but if
whoever.
they love each other.
Who are you to say they don't love each other?
Well, clearly, it might be reciprocal.
Follow us everywhere, folks. See ya!
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.